Live. What's going on, everyone? Thank you so much for tuning in this time. Everybody that's here, greatly appreciate it. Anybody watch the replay, thank you so much. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Well, the Los Angeles Lakers don't really like how they finished the end of that game. I liked how they kind of came out of that third quarter, really controlled, dominated, played the way that you were supposed to play to rattle off that win. And then I felt kind of got a little laxed. I don't mind them getting a little laxed when, in normal circumstances, but when you come off of the loss that you just suffered, and then, you go into this game where it's like, hey, this is a great game to kind of set the tone again, get things right, get things in order, kind of pedal to the metal. I just felt, I don't like the ending that we saw. Lakers kind of took your foot off. Like, this is a game where you kind of reestablish yourself. You show, hey, last game, that was a fluke, right? Bad game, bad moment, whatever. Obviously, look, we won, so I'm not gonna get too much into like, oh, well, Lakers this, that, and that. Like, it was a win. It was a great win. Glad we got the win and glad we got the bounce back. Now Lakers are 5-1 on the road. It's all great. Don't get me wrong. But I don't like that the Lakers kind of, because you clearly saw them take their foot off the gas. Like, you saw them kind of just like lax, start jacking up three, start getting a little careless is my problem. So I want to see the Lakers. I wanted to see the Lakers kind of close that strong, continue to dominate. First half I felt was a little sluggish. They came out. It was kind of this back and forth. They kind of got behind the eight ball a little bit, righted the ship. And then I thought came out that third quarter and was fantastic. I thought they came out that third quarter and were phenomenal and did all the things that you wanted to see them do and all that and play both sides of the basketball. Marcus Smart was basically stealing every other possession. It was just all craziness. And I wanted to see I wanted to see that continue. Right. I wouldn't have mind towards the back end, last minute or whatever. Maybe they go on like an 8-0 run or something like that. And it's like, the game's already over. But I felt like there's a couple times where I didn't feel like the Lakers were going to lose. I wasn't really worried about the Lakers losing this game, but it's just, if the Lakers didn't suffer the loss that they just suffered, I wouldn't really care as much. But again, it's building those good habits. Don't take your foot off the gas when you just got ran through in Atlanta by the bench guys, right? Like those little things. But, take the win, great win, right the ship. Now you go play OKC. And that is big. It's a big game. It's an important game. Right? That's a game that is going to be very crucial for this Lakers team. Right? Lakers have done a really good job against OKC over the last few years. But this is a battle that could have tiebreaker implications and be a battle for maybe even the 1 seed potentially, depending on how things play out with the Lakers. So I really want to see them kind of right the ship. Glad that they right the ship. Now going to OKC on the road, another test. So you got 3 more road games against OKC, New Orleans, and then the Milwaukee Bucks. There we go. And that New Orleans and Bucks game is off of a back-to-back. So I'd like to see the Lakers win at least 2 of these next 3. Talked about it. If the Lakers could finish this stretch at least 3-2, I can live with that. Anything less than that, I think is a disappointment. I want 4-1, but with the Atlanta loss, that one hurt. But anyway, enough of the rant. Like I said, really wasn't too much to take away from this game. You had a Charlotte team that was, basically sat out a bunch of guys. This game, there was never a point where I felt like the Lakers were in trouble, right? There was never a point where I felt like the Lakers were, like, oh man, this game might get away from them. Like, I thought pretty much this game was going to go exactly how it was. Some kind of key contributors. Marcus Smart, I thought, had a really good game. Obviously, the 7 steals was fantastic, but he really stuffed the stat sheet. He's 4-9 from the field, 3-7 from 3, 4 rebounds, 6 assists, 7 steals, 13 points. I mean, he just had a nice all-around game. Rui, 21 points. He was 9-12 from the floor, 3 of 3 from three-point range. DeAndre Ayton, all 5 starters were in double figures, which is always nice. right? Nice little balanced attack. You love to see that. Austin Reeves came back, got right into the swing of things. His 3-point shooting still has struggled all season. His 3-point shooting has really struggled. Really want to see his 3-point shot kind of come around a little better. But outside of that, he was 7 of 17 from the floor, which 8 of those 17 shots were from 3-point range that he missed. So he really was 7 of 9 from the floor. But nonetheless, he still dished out 7 assists, 5 rebounds, 2 steals, 24 points, was a plus 18. Not bad for his first game back after missing the last few. Luka Doncic, 14 to 28. He was 5 of 15 from 3, so not great. Not 20% bad, but still not great. So him and Reeves combined were 7 of 25. 6 rebounds, 7 assists, 1 steal, 38 points, and was a plus 16. Jake LaRavia, I thought, had some nice plays, had some nice moments down the stretch. Jared Vanderbilt, every time he tried to do anything, they just blew the whistle at him and called him for a foul. Bench, not really much to talk about. Like I said, this game, there wasn't like a ton to really dive into or take away. The Lakers got the win. They bounced back. You should have won this game. You shouldn't have lost the Atlanta game. You did. It happens. Games happen. Like I said, in the last live stream after that Atlanta loss, I don't want to overreact to this loss. It's frustrating. It's infuriating, but they happen. It's part of life, part of the game of basketball over an 82-game season. I'm happy to take our L, right the ship. Don't let that happen again. Well, they right the ship, and now we got the real test against OKC. So I will gladly take that. But let's get into all the super chat questions, all the regular chat questions, all of that stuff. Real quick, if you haven't yet, hit that like button for me, hit that subscribe button for me, and let's get into it. Zion, coming out with the $5 super chat. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Let's trade for Mikal Bridges in December. So you know what's funny is I literally made a note during the game, and I kid you not. I said, I'll read you the note. It says, let me pull it up. It says, Lakers need Bridges. That's literally what I put in my note. So I was like, I'm gonna probably make a video about that. Like, I think the Lakers should do whatever they have to go get Bridges, right? Like, because Bridges fits the timeline as far as youth goes. He fits the timeline, or he fits the makeup of the type of player we need. 3-and-D wing, athletic, versatile, can defend 1 through 5 for you. He's got good size, good strength, good everything. I mean, the guy's a hooper, guy that will get you 40 on any given night, right? I mean, didn't he have like a 45 or 50 game last season? I know he had like a stretch where he had like 340 games or something like that. But you even watch this game, he had 34. He was 34, 8, 5, 1, 1. He only had 2 turnovers. He was 11 and 19 from the field, 7 and 12 from 3-point range. Had 8 rebounds. 5 assists, 1 steal, 1 block, and only 2 turnovers. Telling you, that's a guy. Lakers need to go get him. Whatever you have to do, whatever you have to sell, however you got to do it, you make it happen. He's a guy that could slot in and play the 3. He could play the 4, which would give you great flexibility, right? So, like, if Adu Thero becomes something, you got to just slide Bridges to the 4 and let Thero play the 3. Or, in a post-LeBron era, Bridges at the 3 and Rui at the 4, however you want to approach it. That would be phenomenal. So we'll see how it plays out. But again, I appreciate you, Zion, coming hot the $5 super chat. Thank you so much. All right, let's get into the regular chat until some more super chats trickle in here real quick. Give me 1 second. Let me get to why. There we go. Okay, perfect. Sorry, I was trying to get this all worked out. Did we win? Yes, we did. Winners, that we are. Arrow was bad at this game. I think he was bad at this game. I mean, I didn't think he was like great. He struggled to shoot the 3 ball. But I didn't think he was bad. No, it's first game back from injury. I thought, he took care of the basketball, 1 turnover, which is good. So he didn't get careless with the basketball. Like I said, he was 7 and 9 from the field if you remove the 8 missed threes. So I could live with that. I could take that. It's his first game back, so I don't want to be too critical. I mean, 24, 7 and 5, right? 2 steals, 1 turnover. I can live with that. Obviously I want him to be better. Now I thought he settled a little too much this game. Like if I was to give a criticism, it was that even though it's his first game back, I felt like he really he settled a lot, right? 10 threes in a game that you're not shooting the three ball super well. Don't settle, put the ball in the deck, get to the basket, apply that rim pressure, get to the foul line. He easily could have shot 20 free throws had he not settled. So, but I didn't think he was bad. It wasn't like oh my God, Reeves is back game. What's going on, Hoop Streams? Rui clutched up. Rui's been very clutch, man. Like I like Rui a lot, and it's so frustrating because like the problem is just like what do you do with Rui? Like he's the anomaly, right? He's the question mark. Great win, smart 7 steals. Wow, yeah. I mean, dude, he was making he had a steal every other possession. It was crazy. Man, our defense isn't looking the best. I had them boys looking like the 17 Warriors for a second there. Again, I don't want to put too much weight into it. You know, you're up 20. I didn't like it. You could see the Lakers just kind of drop their effort there. At like the 8-minute mark, you just saw the Lakers just exhale like the game was over. And then you just saw that start to spiral and you're just like, oh no, what is happening here? Right. And then they got it close. Like I never felt like the Lakers were going to lose the game. Like I didn't. There wasn't a moment that I was like, uh-oh, Lakers are in huge trouble. What do we do? Type thing. Like I felt like it was exactly what we thought. Like I just feel like the Lakers got lax is the best way to put it. But yeah, need to do a better job of. I wouldn't have been as disappointed, like I said earlier. Wouldn't have been as disappointed in that had we not suffered the loss that we suffered against Atlanta. When LeBron is supposed to come back, so we can start seeing the real haters come for a good time. Yeah, LeBron's probably out for probably another week or two. He is working out with the G League team. JJ said that earlier. So, Tyler, how do you assess the Mark Williams non-trade now? We're past 10 games into the season. I mean, it worked out in hindsight. I mean, Dalton Connect didn't. So at some point, you're going to have to trade Dalton Connect. Mark Williams, I still would have loved to have Mark Williams, even with DeAndre Ayton. You could have had Mark Williams as your primary backup, kind of worked him into, the fold, kind of had him as insurance. Maybe even played both on occasion. It worked out because the Lakers got DeAndre Ayton. Right? If the Lakers didn't get DeAndre Ayton, then looking back in hindsight, it might have been maybe we should have made that trade type thing. It sucks more for last season, right? Because if we had Mark Williams, does that Minnesota series go different? Right? Mark Williams is healthy, motivated, playing alongside Luka, building chemistry. He would have had 30 games or whatever to kind of work on those things. It's one of those things that we'll never really know just based on, how things played out. Dalton genuinely sucks. Yeah, the guy is he's cooked. That trade just ruined him. It really did. You needed this win. Tyler, I'm not going to lie. I was crashing out in the first quarter. I don't blame you. I had to turn it off. I was getting so mad at our defense. So glad we won, though. If we lost, I don't know what I would have done. Yeah, I mean, if we lost this game, we would have had to have a very serious conversation. This conversation in this live stream would have went very different. Again, I didn't like how the Lakers started so sluggish. Again, my issue with this game is because of the Atlanta game, right? Like, if you handled business against Atlanta, I wouldn't really have cared, right? I would have came on here, I would have been like, hey, Lakers are going to win this game. Like, why does it matter, right? But the problem is, you followed up that Atlanta loss with coming out kind of sluggish in this game. It's and then taking your foot off the gas once you got established. It's can't have that. You just can't. Rui has been undervalued. He has been automatic in the mid-range and long twos. Yeah. Rui Hachimura is I think third, something like that, in mid-range efficiency this year. Something like that, or percentage. Important win after the Hawks game. Yes, agreed. I'm very optimistic with this team. Imagine LeBron coming back and trading Kleba, Vincent Connect for a couple young athletic two-way players. Yeah. I mean, look, Lakers are in great shape, right? They've shown that they can be a team that can win games, be one of the better teams in this league already. Look, I talked about it in the offseason. I thought this team without LeBron could be a playoff team. LeBron is the difference between us being a playoff team and an actual contender, right? So I think when LeBron comes back, I think he'll help and solve a lot. He'll help with just that perimeter defense, rebounding, playmaking, athleticism, right? Some stuff we need. But yeah, and then if that right trade comes along at some point during the trade deadline, between now and the trade deadline, get it done and put us over the top. So yeah, I absolutely am with you on that. Statement game. I mean, I don't know if I'd call this a statement game, but definitely was a win. But hey, Luka's dunking. You're not wrong. It's over for the league. Luka's gonna win the dunk contest. But man, I'm so glad we got Luka as our franchise player. How spoiled are we? How spoiled we are. But that's okay. I love it. Yes, I love seeing it too. Luka Doncic look, dude, Luka's having an MVP season. Like I said, I really do believe it's his to lose. Reeves had a good game back too. The whole starting five killed it. Shout out to Smart again, man. He's such a Marcus Smart is again. He's just that guy that makes the winning plays, that impacts the game, that ultimately will lead to wins, that ultimately lead to the W's. Danny coming out to $5 super chat. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I would love to keep Rui. He would be great coming off the bench for the sixth man. Maxey did not play. I think he's gone. Yeah, I mean, look, Maxey, Gabe, and Dalton Connect. I even made a video and talked about it earlier. I think you got to trade them. Even if you turn those three into just like an eighth guy, like somebody giving you production. Those are the three guys that are giving you nothing right now. And if you can turn them even into somebody that gives you something, you got to do it. You got to get that done. Ideally, solve a big need if you can get like a startable guy, whatever, or a rotation 3-and-D guy, whatever. That would be fantastic. I would love to keep Rui too. Again, I don't think you trade Rui just to trade Rui. However, you may need to flip Rui into that starting caliber guy. Because the problem is right now. Like long term in a perfect, like, so if you can make it happen, right? If you can go and trade for, we'll just use Andrew Wiggins as an example, right? If you can go trade for Andrew Wiggins and not have to give up Rui, perfect. Keep Rui, bring him off the bench, go get Andrew Wiggins. Rui Hachimura has been great as your power forward. You're winning with him as your power forward. You go get that long-term answer at the 3 spot. I mean, you might have your starting 5 in a post-LeBron era for the next, handful of years, right? And then you're just kind of trying to get the pieces on the margins, right? So to me, if you can make that happen, do it. Problem is just realistically speaking, if you're going to get that high-end starting 3, you need to get it. Also, what does Rui want contract-wise? You run the risk of Rui leaving. And how long is LeBron going to stick around? Right? Like, if LeBron plays 2 more years and you're going to go pay Rui, $18 million a year to come off the bench, you're better off just trading him now, getting something that makes more sense. Let LeBron finish out the last 2 years and then solving that power forward spot. Maybe you solve that naturally, or, going and making a play when the time comes at some point. So, but appreciate you, Danny. Thank you so much for super chat. Lakers show up against good teams. Should be a close game. Yeah, I mean, look, Lakers have done good against the good teams. Lakers love to play down to the competition. I mean, we've talked about that for years, right? They'll play in OKC, smack them by 30. We're like, man, this is the best team in all of basketball. And then follow that up with a team against like the Brooklyn Nets, and they'll lose by 10. And you're like, what is happening here? So, trade idea. The Lakers get a Kongu, and Hawks get Rui, Dalton, and a second round pick. If DeAndre Ayton wasn't working out the way that he is working out, I wouldn't be against that at all. I just think I think DeAndre Ayton is your long-term answer. And now you can take Rui, Dalton, and that second round pick and go get a position of better need. I like Nkongu. I wouldn't have mind them trading for him had they needed a center still, but I think they're good now. I really do. Personally, I wouldn't do that. I'm distracted with the mic. You got the mic check, the little orange, or not orange, little green color thing. I know it's very distracting. Keeps you gazed, keeps you locked in, keeps you focused right where I want you. Fools were enjoying Atlanta too much last game. Yeah, it just again, it was one of those games. They happen, part of life. OKC and the Bucks are going to destroy the Lakers. We will see. We will see. You say that every game. Smart does so much. He is so important. Yeah, that's an understatement. You're right. Spot on. I mean, Marcus Smart is so valuable. Again, he's the guy that makes the winning plays. He's the guy that, he makes 2, 3, 4, 5 little plays, little moments that just all add up and culminate to wins. I mean, he's the guy that'll win you a game or two in the playoffs, like genuinely, just by his little impacts. Lakers are the favorites to win the chip. Man, we need more Marcus Smart. Yeah, definitely. Wish we could clone him for real. Luka dunked first time in 3 years or 2. I think it's 2. I want to say he dunked not last year, but the previous year. And did he dunk in a playoff game? One of the playoff games? I don't know. It's been a while though. Where have you been? You've been disappearing. You should worry about your Warriors sinking. Let's see. Playing Kongu at the 4. Look, I like Nkongu. I just think, right, LeBron, like, you're going to trade for Nkongu and he's going to play, like, you have the same problem you have with Rui right now, right? Like, Rui's been so great at the 4, but as soon as LeBron comes back, Rui's got to play out of position or come off the bench. You have the same thing with Nkongu, right? Like, he's a guy that's going to have to come off the bench, and we don't know how long LeBron's going to stick around for, right? Like, again, we're not better without LeBron. Like, I'm not saying like, oh, kick LeBron out the door or anything like that. But I'm just saying, like, you go get Nkongu. Now, by the time LeBron's ready to leave, like, you're not like, it's one of those things, like, worry about that when it comes, when the time comes. Rui for Bridges, Hornets announcers really liked him too. I would do that in a second. Is it true LeBron's going to do a G League stint? Yeah, I don't think he's going to actually play in G League games, but he is working out with the G League. He's getting reps in the G League. So, you saw the same thing with Adu Thero. He didn't actually play any games. It's just to get practices because the G League team is practicing, right? So LeBron James can get practices in, get kind of familiar with some of the plays and stuff like that. Bridges or Cam Whitmore? Lakers get it done. I like for right now, you got to go get Bridges. Trevor gone, so I'm here. Game. Well, thank you. I appreciate you nonetheless. Not used to seeing you this early time. Yeah, I mean, we usually don't get Laker games finished this early, right? Usually Laker games are, 7:30, and then by the time we're done, it's we're usually Laker games are just starting. We're not even starting yet, right? Like, we're still usually a good 30 minutes away from a Laker game starting. We need to trade Gabe ASAP. Yeah, Rui making it hard to trade him. I really don't think he is, like, because the problem is, like, Lakers have clear needs. I love Rui. If you, like I said, I mentioned it earlier, if you can keep Rui and still solve your issues, then do it. If you can kill 2 birds, 1 stone, absolutely do it. But I just worry that you're not going to be able to do both. Luka and Reeves fighting for the ball all game just for LeBron to come back and shoot half the shots. I don't think so. I think LeBron will settle in. I really do. I hope he does. Maybe it's just me kind of being a little optimistic, but I mean, LeBron said himself he worked on all offseason catch and shoot threes. Like, he knows. LeBron's smart enough. He knows, like, hey, let Luka and Reeves do their thing. Would Rob trade anyone for Miles Bridges, and who would he trade for? I mean, if I'm Rob Pelinka, whatever you want. Like not name like Austin Reeves, Luka, or LeBron. Like, what do you want? Like, here you go. Here's Rui, Dalton Connect the first. whatever. Like you want a first and a pick swap. Like Miles Bridges might be the thing that puts us over the top. Like genuinely. Like, dude, that guy is so good. And every time he plays the Lakers, it's like he's like auditioning. Let's see. I've noticed the smaller the city, the more the broadcasters sound biased because listeners to the broadcast, it was painful. Usually I notice broadcasts that sound more natural are LA, New York, Chicago, and Miami. Yeah, I mean, again, it's just they're trying to play it up. You got the audio where you get to the bigger cities, they don't care. They know, like they don't have to impress for ratings. They don't have to get viewers. Like there's no, there's no fight, right? It's just like, hey, I show up, I'm gonna get listeners. I mean, it's anything, right? Like me as a Laker, I'm going to get more natural views than if I was, a Hornets channel, right? Like my growth and trajectory as a Laker channel is much faster and easier than if I was a Hornets channel, right? I might get more, there might be a little more loyalty, like, like more kind of niche audience, right? So like you get kind of more like, man, like, because there's so much fewer where, like a Laker channel, there's a lot more of us. There's a lot more, content creators, stuff like that. Like it's just like anything else. So like you're talking radio, it's the same thing, right? Like the New York, there's so many different variations, so many different birds. Like there's no like you don't need to worry about it. There's an audience, right? Where like these smaller ones, it's like like I need to attract the audience, so to speak. Rui gets a lot of open shots and he delivers every time. He just needs to develop some other parts of his game. Problem is 20, almost 28. Like he look, he has, and I've said this to his credit, he has evolved beautifully into that off-ball catch and shoot guy. I mean, beautifully. Like he's evolved perfectly into that, that player that you want slotted alongside Luka and LeBron. He is like a serviceable 3-point shot away from being like one of the premier guys in the league. He's unreliable defensively. I love that too. And then Dante Ars, that was hilarious, right? He makes it and then he looks right at him and goes, "That's how you do it," type thing. Rui playing as a natural position, that makes him more effective, 1,000%. And I have talked about this for years. I've broken it down in videos. I've broken it down in live streams, right? The numbers told you, like Rui is a 4. I talked about it. That's why I've talked about you got to trade him. You got to do all this stuff. Like people, Rui, like he's a 4. The problem is we have no idea when he's actually going to be able to actually be our full-time 4. 7-3, 8 crowd. Lakers are last in bench scoring this season, I heard. But like you always say, Tyler, context matters. When most of your bench players are starters due to injuries, that's going to happen. Yes, exactly. Context is very important. Context matters. Lakers were dead last in bench scoring last season. I don't know if they are this season, to be honest. I haven't really looked into their bench scoring this year for that very reason, right? Like it's kind of hard to look at the numbers and evaluate and judge a team based on basically the G League guys or their bench, right? Like, like last season, yes, this season so far, I can't, like half the guys that are playing right now are all going to be bench players. So once we get healthy, once we get back in the swing of things, then I will, I'll give you a better answer, but I wouldn't be shocked. Like I said, I don't personally know because I haven't really looked into it. So I don't want to sit up here and say like yes or no. But I would imagine that that's true. Like if I had to guess, like where do the Lakers rank bench wise, I would probably say last, just because again, all of our bench guys are starting. I'd focus on moving Gabe, Vanderbilt, Connect, and Maxey and picks before I touch Rui. Yes, again, Vanderbilt, I don't know. Honestly, and I would probably, it depends on what you get. I would probably trade Rui before I trade Vanderbilt. And it has nothing to do with like, because again, you got like, I understand people look at the scoring and how Rui's playing on stuff. Vanderbilt does so much of the dirty work, and you don't have anybody to replace Jared Vanderbilt, right? So like, if you trade Jared Vanderbilt right now for a like, so okay, if you take Jared Vanderbilt off this team and Rui like fully healthy, take Jared Vanderbilt off this team and you take Rui Hachimura off this team, I don't think there'd be like a difference. But Jared Vanderbilt impacts in so many other ways, right? Like Rui, he's so good at scoring the basketball. He helps. He's been clutch, all of those things. But like, Lakers were putting up 120 points without LeBron, Luka, and Austin Reeves. Like, Lakers are going to be and are already one of the best offenses in all of basketball, right? Even if you take Rui off of this team, Lakers are still one of the best offenses in all of basketball. If you get rid of Jared Vanderbilt, you lose literally your only guy, unless a Du Thero magically becomes that for you. You literally lose your only guy that has the defense and athleticism that you desperately need, right? So, yes, you could turn Jared Vanderbilt into, like, say, an Austin or Andrew Wiggins, but now you still need another guy, right? Like, because the Lakers need another guy on top of Jared Vanderbilt, right? Like, you know what the Lakers could really use another one of? Another Jared Vanderbilt, right? Like, because they really lack athleticism, perimeter defense, right? Like, all of that. Jared Vanderbilt, yes, his offense is infuriating at times, shooting the basketball, all of that. But he's literally the only mold of a guy we have, right? Like, and that's the issue. So I would move, yes, Maxey, Connect, and Gabe. I'm not saying you don't trade Jared Vanderbilt. I'm not saying he's untradeable. I'm just saying that you have to get and solve that need, right? So, like, if I was to trade for Andrew Wiggins and then trade for whatever, a Haywood Highsmith, then sure, right? Because now you got multiple guys, right? So it just depends on what you get. But like, if you're just basically trading Jared Vanderbilt to go get, yes, maybe a starting two-way guy, you still have a lack of athleticism, defense, and perimeter help outside of that one guy. Trade Maxey, Gabe, and Dalton, and a first for Premier, third, 3 ND starting wing, especially since LeBron will be retiring soon. Yes, absolutely. I think the Lakers need to do whatever they have to. Tyler, I noticed that a lot of teams play down to the competition. Yeah, of course. Right? Like, you're not going to get up for a Hornets team that you're probably going to be able to beat even on a bad night, like you would for a team like OKC when you're trying to make a statement. It's just natural, right? Like, you know, if I'm in a, this might not be the best analogy, but like, if I tell you, like, hey, do this to prove a point, right? You'll do it because you know you can prove your point, right? If I go, hey, do this and I'll give you, whatever, $100 for doing it, probably gonna do it a lot more efficient, a lot quicker. Boom, get your 100, get out, right? Like, it's similar. It's like, I can beat Charlotte just to prove a point. Like, I can beat Charlotte. Like, I don't like, okay, let me just prove my point. I just go out there and beat Charlotte, right? But like, I'm not gonna give 1,000%. I'm not gonna hurt myself trying to beat Charlotte, right? Because I know I can beat them without it, right? But now OKC, it's like, ooh, hey, there's a little more on the line here, right? Like, you got tiebreakers, you got, the talk of the best team, all these things, right? Was not a big fan of how the center position was played today with Ayton, Hayes, and Vanderbilt. I mean, I felt like I don't know how much of it was just them just kind of out there. Like, there were several stretches this game where I felt like guys were just kind of out there, right? Like, it's like, we're playing Charlotte, let's just beat them and get it over with. Like, and I'm not saying I like that. That's not necessarily a good thing, but it's kind of how it felt watching this game, where we've seen DeAndre Ayton go up against, some of these top centers and just win that matchup, right? Outperformed Wimby, outplayed Naz Reid and Rudy Gobert combined twice. Like, I just think, it's like, am I really showing up and trying to dominate and hurt myself and run the risk? Also, we don't know what the coach like. Hey, just go out there and just don't hurt yourself, type thing. Is he really out there going like, hey, I really want to show the world I'm better than Cockbrenner? Like, probably not. You know, um, having Smart and Luca and the AR combo so effective. Yeah, because again, Smart just covers so much ground. He makes such winning plays. All of it. Let's see. Ayton has been good enough on defense, and the board sometimes looks like he's not given 100%. Again, like it seems to be certain matchups, right? Like this game, it felt like he was just kind of out there. But like I said, we don't know how much. Like, did the coach staff just tell him like, "Hey, don't get hurt, just go out there. Like, you don't need to prove yourself against Cockbrenner, right?" Like, but now you're playing Wimby. It's like, ooh, I need to show that like, hey, Wimby, yeah, Wimby's great. Watch what I can do, type thing. Just again, I think it goes into playing to your competition. All right, I'm going to show up and play a lot harder against this team than I am that team. I'm going to show up and play a lot harder against this player than say that player, type thing. So, things like that. Man, it would have been nice to win against the Hawks and be 9-2. But it's okay. We just need to lock in for the Thunder and Bucks. Not easy games, but we should be able to compete. Yeah, I at least want to win one of those. If you beat the Thunder, because I also don't know if they're going to play everybody against the Bucks, right? So to me, beat the Thunder, beat the Pelicans, rest everybody against the Bucks. You got to remember the Bucks game is going to be a back-to-back. So, like I said, beat the Thunder, beat the Pelicans, rest everybody against the Bucks. If you get that win, beautiful. If you don't, who cares? Move on. Go home, play. You get 5 days off, then you go home, then you beat Utah, and then you're back, type thing. Now that you're in Wisconsin, I'm surprised you're not watching the Packers game. Oh, look, like if the game's still on after this, then I absolutely will. But look, I'm born and raised in LA. Lakers are my priority. Not just that, but this is like my job. So, like work comes first priority. But just enjoy. I mean, like I was watching football earlier while I was like editing and stuff like that. So if the game's still on when we're all done, I definitely will be watching that. And it's not because Green Bay, it's just football, period. Like I said, I've never had a favorite football team. Like if I had to root for a team, it'd be the Rams just because LA kid, but you should go to a Bucks game. You could be our good luck charm. I really do want to go to, but like, I'm like, I got so many things going on right now. It just would be tough for me to like take a day. Cause like I'd have to go to Milwaukee. Milwaukee's like an hour and a half away from where I'm at. So like you're talking like it'd be like a full day thing. Like I don't know if I could just take a day right now. It's just bad timing. But I would like to do it. I wish they played each other more. That's the problem. It's like if I don't go now, I have to wait a year. Or I go drive to Chicago's like 2 hours. I go drive to Chicago. We need the 20 game mark to come so we can start making trades. Rob doesn't make trades until after 20 games. I mean, the thing is though, too, like even after 20 games, Lakers are probably not going to make trades. Like the earliest I see a trade happening is probably December. We play 20 games like by the end of November. So, kind of, are the Bulls legit? I mean, they keep winning. Last I checked, they're beating the Spurs. Are they still beating the Spurs? Yeah, they're up 6 right now. Look, they keep winning. Kind of hard to say no. Let's see. I was hoping Dalton would go. I was hoping that too. Like I actually talked about that in the last live stream. I was like, maybe, just maybe, like he'll show up against his former team. Lakers were dead last at bench because most of the roster wasn't even NBA level anymore. What's your lineup when LeBron comes back? I think it's pretty straightforward. Just watching Marcus Smart play and him being healthy. I think you go Luca, Austin Reeves, Marcus Smart, LeBron James, and DeAndre Ayton. What I would probably do if it was me, the problem is Austin Reeves was playing so well I don't think you can take him out of the starting lineup, but I actually think just given the way Luka likes to play in the first quarter, I still think like for the team, I think Luka, Marcus Smart, probably Jake LaRavia at this point, or Jared Vanderbilt, but probably go Jake LaRavia because he's just better offensively. LeBron and Ayton would be the best starting group. And then you let Austin Reeves could still play his 40 minutes and then close games, right? So you could operate him as such, but to like actually start the game, I still like the idea of like Reeves coming off the bench. Just the problem is he just played so good you can't justify it. But Luka loves to get going in the first quarter. So like I still stand by like let Luka be Luka the first 5 minutes, 7 minutes of the game, and then bring in Austin Reeves and then do everything else, you know. It's rumored that the Mavs are going to fire Nico. He needs to trade his Clay and Max and bag of chips. Yeah, I have a video that I recorded. Those are to post tomorrow. I actually have a couple Dallas videos. One about Daniel Gafford because there's new news about Daniel Gafford and the Lakers being linked to Daniel Gafford, and then I made a video about just Dallas period. That I want to. It's already done. It's already recorded. Probably going to post them tomorrow unless some crazy stuff happens. But yeah, I and I actually mentioned that like how Nico gets. Nico might get canned and end up being the scapegoat, so maybe he'll kind of, hey, here you go type thing. Give us a couple guys on a discount. Someone needs to tell Miles Bridges to buzz off whenever he plays this man. Oh, he needs to buzz his way to the Lakers. What he needs to do, man. Chris Manning is legit. He balled yesterday. I wish he was on the main roster. He had like 4 steals, 2 or 3 blocks, 31 points. Yeah. I have a video over on the Lakers show that I was going to post tomorrow about him. Let's see. This has been a trend whenever the Lakers have played Charlotte. They've been up until the 4th, and then they blow the lead and become a close game, and Bridges goes off. This is a trend. Well, I said in my breakdown video leading into this game that for whatever reason, the Lakers love to lose to Charlotte. Like, Charlotte just has given them fits like every year the last few seasons. So yeah, this game wasn't really surprising. LeBron in G League, not something that I would think LeBron would play in. Like I said, he's probably I don't think he's gonna actually play in games. I just think he's getting practices. Luka, Reeves, Vando, Ron Ayton, bench Smart as a 6th man, Rui Hayes, Jake, and Gabe. Solid team, man. Just need some trades. Lakers, like I said, Lakers still have some clear needs that I hope that they address at the trade deadline. I would do anything to get Jalen Johnson and Nkongu. LeBron has a no trade clause, though, so you wouldn't be able to do that. I know I'm like a week late, but did you see the World Series win AIS? Yes, absolutely. Just haven't been able to ask. I've been busy. Amazing World Series, man. Love Roaz. Yeah, dude, Roaz had multiple big plays. Literally saved them on several occasions. But yeah, that was a win. I mean, Dodgers looked dead in the water like 3 different times in that game. But hey, the great teams always find a way to win, and they did. They found a way to win. So yes. Keep the away from the team. Do not want Clay. Stay away from Clay at all costs. Dude is washed. Now he ain't who he was anymore. Not worth it. Even for Connect and Maxi. I wouldn't like. I even talked about in the video that I talked about with Clay. I wouldn't trade for Clay straight up. I don't think that would be a good idea, right? Like turning Gabe Vincent or Maxi Kleba and Dalton Connect into Clay. I don't think that that's a good idea. However, I do think Clay would be better, a lot better on the Lakers. Obviously he's not what he used to be, but I do think he'd be like Dallas has no playmakers, right? Like Klay Thompson alongside Luka, Austin Reeves, and LeBron James would probably have the easiest time of his career, right? You also wouldn't be looking for him to play the same role that he's playing even with the Warriors, right? You'd be looking for him to be essentially your 8th guy, 9th guy. But I still wouldn't go and trade to go get Clay. Now, if I could use Clay as a way to get other pieces, like, hey, we'll take Clay's money. We'll get Clay off your books next season, but we want like a Max Christie and like a Daniel Gafford, and you expand it into a bigger trade, then yes, I would do something like that. I wouldn't hate that. This isn't like basketball where they have to play in the G League till they come back. Yeah, or baseball. Yeah, it's not like that at all. No, he just probably went down, did some practice to come out. Doesn't need to buy anything. Yeah, seriously, that dude's set for the rest of his life. Only take Clay if PJ is included. That's what I'm saying. Like, if you could expand the trade to get other pieces that you need, then yes, I would take on Gabe Vincent and connect for Max Christie. Come on, Nico, dude, I would trade Max Christie back in a heartbeat. Clay Thompson betrayed us, only taking him on a vet minimum, and he's going to be desperate. I mean, the problem is wouldn't be able to get on a vet minimum, but like I said, I mean, you can't let emotions get in the way, right? Like if it's one of those things, like if he can help and he can make us better, you do it. I just don't think it's worth doing it straight up personally. Clay went to Dallas to play with Luka. Exactly. He wanted to play with Luka. But anyway, I got to the end of the chat, so I'm going to skate on out of here, everyone. Thank you all so much for hanging out with me. Next game we got is against the Thunder, and then we got back-to-back. So stay tuned for that. I'll get all the videos done and everything like that. But everyone that gave me super chats, seriously, I really appreciate you. You people are beautiful. On your way out, hit that like button for me. Hit that subscribe button for me. And I will see you guys, Wednesday? In the next game? Yeah. So I'll see you guys then. Appreciate you.